Hey, what's up, MMA fans? Today we are catching up with UFC welterweight fighter Vicente Luque. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, what's up, Marcelo? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're having a fight with Michael Chiesa. You're now a 50th place in the ranking of welterweight division. How are the trainings? Where are you now? You are in Brasilia or in Florida training in Sanford?
Yeah, right now I'm in Brasilia training at Cerrado MMA, and training is going great. This is a big fight for me. I'm looking to climb the rankings and get to that title picture. So right now, I think it's the best moment in my career, and training is going great.
How do you see the fights with Michael Chiesa? You fought lately pretty offensive opponents that could provide together with you many bonus. You have a 6 bonus I saw so far. What do you expect with about that fight with Michael Chiesa, which is more like a grinder, a grappler?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be an interesting fight. I still think I'm going to make it an exciting fight because that's just my style. I'm always moving forward and trying to finish my opponents. And this fight is not going to be different. But I think we're going to grapple. I believe that Chiesa is going to try to grapple me, maybe put me on the cage, try to take me down and look for submissions. But I'm going to be ready for that as well. I'm also, I also have a background in grappling. So that's something that I'm comfortable with. So if we go to the ground, I'm good with that. I think it's also going to be something that I can try to look for submissions and get a win. I see myself finishing this fight.
What happened to Chiesa, in your opinion? He got a great improvement from the lightweight division to the welterweight. Why do you think so?
I think that he's a really big guy. He's tall and strong. So I think that he cut too much weight when he was fighting at lightweight. And now that he's fighting heavier at welterweight, I think that just makes him perform better. He's stronger. He looks to be healthier. So I think that really made him, kind of get to his peak. And right now, I think he's he's right now his best version as a fighter.
You have like a brown belt in luta livre and also a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. How do you see the difference between your ground style and Chiesa's ground style?
I think that the big difference is the way that we work it. He is more of a traditional grappler. He tries to get the guy, his opponent down, and then work jiu-jitsu, maybe looking for the back or going for the mount position. And my style is a little bit different. I don't try to get my opponents down, but whenever they try to get me down, I can look for submissions. So I like to go for guillotine or darces and anaconda chokes because I can do that a lot in the sprawl position. And whenever they're trying to get me to the cage, I also get to those positions really well. So I would consider myself kind of like a counter submission artist. I try to get their mistakes and take advantage of that.
Great explanation. And who do you see you facing next in case of win over Chiesa? In case you get a win, who would you like to face next?
Yeah, I have my eyes on the top of the division. So I think maybe Colby Covington would be a good opponent next. He's right now #1 in the division, and he has no fight. So I think that would make sense. But first of all, my eyes are on Michael Chiesa. I have to get a big win against him, and that's what I'm focused on. And after that, we'll see what's going to happen.
Your last fights were against former champion Tyron Woodley. You submitted him in the very first round. And now he's going to fight Logan Paul in boxing rules. How do you see that fight going?
I think that's a really interesting fight. And, it's hard to say that, these guys are not good at fighting. The two Paul brothers, they are YouTubers, but they also train. They've shown that they have some skills in boxing. But I do believe in Tyron Woodley's win. I think he hits hard. He has many knockouts. When we fought, he clipped me in the first round, so he kind of wobbled me. So I see a win for Woodley. I think maybe, you know, third or fourth round knockout, but it's going to be a tough one for sure. It's going to be a good fight to watch.
Great. What about Gilbert Burns, Durinho, your brother, your friend, very close friends? He's going to fight Stephen Thompson, Wonder Boy. And you already fought and lost to Stephen Thompson. Actually, Vicente, you're coming in an impressive row of 10 fights and only one loss, 9 wins and only one loss to Stephen Thompson. What advice do you give to Burns to beat him? How do you think that fight will go?
Yeah, I think Burns has to be really disciplined. If he keeps, you know, his game plan, he follows the strategy he has for the fight, I think he can get that win. It's a classic fight between a grappler against a striker. And I think that the edge that Gilbert has is a little bit bigger because he has a little bit of striking, you know, compared to Thompson. Is not at the level of Thompson, but Gilbert has hands. He really can, you know, hit opponents hard. So he can handle himself standing up. And once he gets Wonder Boy to the ground, I think there's no chance for Wonder Boy to survive. I think he's going to get the submission. So that's what I would say to Gilbert. Just be disciplined, believe on his game plan, and get that win.
And how would it be for you to fight Usman? You guys are very close. Besides training together, is Brasilians. You live 6 months filming for the tough Brasilians against American top team. You got a great tight. And how would it be for you to face him?
It's a different kind of fight, you know, because it's a guy that I've lived with, I've trained with, and we have a great relationship. But at the same time, we're both competitors. We've both have talked about that already. I talked to Kamaru about it, and we imagined that it would happen one day because we knew that both of us wanted to become champions, and we had the level for that. You know, we had the skills to become champions. He did it first, so he's the champion right now, and it's natural. I want to be a champion. I need to fight him, and when it's time to fight, we're just going to be professional about it and go out there and perform as best as we can. And hopefully I'll get the win.
Great, great. Vicente, talking about Viviane Araújo, your partner, how is she going? I talked to your trainer, Daniel Evangelista. He said in 2 or 3 fights, she would reach the champion, and she lost the last one. How is he dealing? Is she dealing with the first loss?
Yeah, it's hard. You know, a loss is always hard, but at the same time, you can learn a lot from it. And I think that's what she's taking from this. She has a really positive attitude towards her loss. She saw the mistakes she made, and now she's working to correct these mistakes. And she knows you know, I don't think she's far away from that title. Now maybe it's going to be 3 or 4 fights, but she's still in that mix. She's a really good fighter. I believe she can be a champion. So right now it's correct their mistakes, become better, and go for another win.
And look, how do you see the division right now? We have Burns number 2 facing Thompson number 4. We just got Edwards facing Nate in a tough match. Who do you think is going to be the next one to face the champion? How do you see the division going now?
Yeah, I mean, the division right now is moving a lot, you know, and I think that in my mind, what makes sense would be Leon Edwards against Kamaru. I think that's the next fight to make, especially because Leon is coming off 10 wins, I believe, straight wins. So it makes sense to have that fight. I don't know if they're going to make it, but we'll see. I mean, as you said, there is Gilbert against Thompson. That's also another fight that is going to move the division. So I'm keeping my eyes open. I have a fight coming on right now, so I want to see what's going to happen to the division. Hopefully, I'm going to win my fight, and then I can see what opponent I get next.
Amazing. Thanks a lot for the interview, Vicente. It was a pleasure to talk to you as always.
Thank you. My pleasure. I appreciate it.